What is up, and welcome back to the first episode of 2026 for the Girl Games podcast. I'm Amber P.
I'm Alexis Nicole.
Happy New Year, y'all. Did you miss us? We hope everyone's new year is off to a great start. So let me see. We are recording this on January 22nd. We took a little bit of a break, which I hope y'all took a break as well. Holiday time and, just the end of the year. That weird time for me is always between Christmas and New Year's Eve. I think that's the worst time ever.
Yes. It's chaos. Usually, honestly, I'm a little behind on it this year. I do my spring cleaning during that period. So it's not spring, but I was talking to Martin about it because he was like, why he noticed it last year. And then obviously this year I did the same thing. So now it's a trend. And he was like, why do you want to clean and purge and do all this stuff? And I'm like, so rewind back to my childhood, we didn't have big Christmases. Like, we didn't have a ton of money. So then there weren't a ton of presents. There were like lots of numerical things, but it was like you needed socks. That was its own package. And you needed like school clothes. That was its own package and all that stuff. But when we got that stuff, we also didn't have a big house. Y'all, I grew up in a double wide trailer. So you had to get rid of your old stuff to have somewhere to put your new stuff. Yeah. So it was like Christmas, you opened your stuff, you played with it, next day, whatever, like the 27th to 28th, my grandma was like, clean your room. She liked to say this joke of, you don't have to clean your room the rest of the year, because there's like 2 days. And like in the process of cleaning your room, you had to get rid of the stuff that you didn't want or you didn't need. And like we threw it away or donated it. And then you had somewhere to put your new stuff. So I think that's what it is. Like, you get home with your gifts from wherever you went for the holidays. And then it's like, okay, now I have this new stuff. Your new stuff you want to always keep new, especially at Christmas, or at least for me. And then it's like, I just get into that. I want to clean and purge and get rid of crap. And I've taken 3 boxes to Goodwill. I have 2 or 3 more in my vehicle right now. But because we went to the LA Fit Expo the 9th through the 9th, 10th, and 11th or something like that. Martin's birthday was the 6th, so I just now got all of the spring cleaning done. And actually Saturday I had to do the majority of it because the landlord was coming to just meet us on Sunday, but I didn't want him to see when you are spring cleaning, there's a period of time where it is a chaotic disaster.
Yes.
And I tried.
Why did I do this?
Yeah, and like we have 3 bedrooms in our house plus an office and then like the living room and dog toys and all that. Storage in the garage. And so like I tried to kind of compartmentalize, but it still becomes a disaster. You got a box in the kitchen that's get rid of stuff. Yeah. I reorganized all of the kitchen cabinets because as we've been hosting more like Thanksgiving, Christmas, we'll have the Super Bowl coming up soon. There's different dishes and stuff that we need that I did have in buckets. So I had to like rearrange and make room for stuff and get rid of stuff that we haven't been using and all that. So I really enjoy doing that. And I'm very, it might be partially ADHD, but I'm very task oriented. Yeah. So when I have I'm a list person. I have a list in my phone of what I need to do today. I have a handwritten list of what I need to do today, grocery list, all lists. So the list kept growing. And then if you have ADHD, you know that when you're cleaning, it's like eventually everything looks perfect. But there is a point in time where you've pinged all over the house so many times that there's so many things in the wrong places. It's chaos. Yes. But we're organized. Also random, you will see that in my office I have a refrigerator.
That's right. I literally didn't even notice it until you just pointed it out. And I remember.
Luckily, it's a nice refrigerator and it doesn't look junky. But it's right next to the Martian merch. So through the holidays, we found that the refrigerator that came with our house is like fridge on one side, freezer on the other side, opens. It's like the least ideal layout of a fridge, and there's not enough room in it. So the we didn't have enough room. We're like, we need to get a fridge for the garage. I finally find one after Christmas on Facebook Marketplace. It's this for a cheap price.
Yeah.
And I was at work. And so I'm messaging the guy, I'm sending it to Martin, and I'm like, when can you deliver it? Because he's going to deliver it for $25. And
Oh,
it's like 8 o'clock at night. And he's like, oh, we can deliver it between 10 and 11 in the morning. So the garage is a disaster because the spring cleaning had commenced. And like the get rid of like there's get rid of pile, there's like Christmas decor that
yeah.
hadn't been put away because if you're like me, you take all the Christmas decor down and then you still find things for 2 weeks after that of
Yeah.
stuff that you missed. So I hadn't like tucked the boxes away yet. So it was just a mess. So there was nowhere to put the fridge. So I get home, I go to sleep. Martin's like, I'll handle it when the guy comes. Well, then I couldn't sleep and I wake up to this being put right there. And that's where it stays for now. Eventually we'll go to the garage. But that's what I've been focusing on for the last 3 weeks is getting things in order. But now that it is, it feels so good.
It's good, right?
Yes. Like there's only so many tasks. Like when the house becomes disorganized and even if it's clean, there are things that could be rearranged and the list grows longer and longer as the year goes on. And then it's constantly like you have all these things to do and it never gets done. So I ran myself into the ground, but it's done and it's been worth it because now I've had a couple of days I wake up and there's like 3 dishes in the sink, especially since Martin's not here. And I mean like there's just less people doing things.
Yeah.
Um the laundry's done, like, it's nice. So, I encourage you, if you haven't spring cleaned, you're not late because it's not spring yet. But
Well, first of all, so I'm a very organized human being. I can't do clutter. I don't do well with it. I don't want nothing on counters, but I love the idea of getting rid of all that stuff before the new year so that way I'm not bringing junk into the new year. I think that's
Yep,
amazing and something that I have learned from being friends with you. Because, like I said, we're very similar, but then we also have our differences, So, oh, okay, it's like she has stuff a little bit more everywhere. That's okay. But reason why I think your clutter doesn't stress me out, and you, my friend, are a unicorn. Because everybody else is close to me in my life that is ADHD and does all the things, they get on my nerves and they know it. Um, I know there is a method to your madness, and I think that's why it doesn't upset me. Anybody else, ask my mama, ask my husband, I'm like, off with your heads. But with Alexis, I know there is a method to her madness and it literally doesn't bother me. But also, it has made me have grace. And it's also like, hey, kid, calm down. Like, it's not that serious. Like, it'll get handled. So I
yeah.
appreciate that. But also, Alexis is my homemaker inspiration. I'm
Mm,
a lot of things. I'm not a homemaker. It's something I got to work on. Okay. Like, I love the way that she loves to host people. Like, it's one thing, like, I like it when my friends come over one on one. Like, I can do one friend at a time. But the thought of having a bunch of people over at my house at the same time, I'm like, people are going to come over. They're going to mess up my house. So I love just like seeing her and she's like got all doing all the things. I'm like, I need to be more so like that because my mom is very much so like that. And I don't know if it's because like same thing, grew up humble beginnings, me and my mom, tiny, tiny houses, and people would always want to come over to our house, the tiniest house. Even in high school, like my best friend, like her parents, like they were well off, like all of my friends were well off, but yet everyone would want to come to my tiny little gingerbread brick house. I'm like, you guys, like my home might have been 1,100 square feet growing up, maybe, but yet everyone want to come over. But it's because my mom, she's such a homemaker. You've been around my mom, so my mom's like that. And then Marilla, of course, the Brazilian culture. He might not say a lot of words to you, but he's going to cook for you. And he's going
yeah.
to cook for you as long as you are at the house, and it's going to keep coming. So I'm like, okay, I'm the problem in my house. I'm the problem. I need to be better. Lord, renew my heart. So I love that you're like that, and I need to be
Yeah, like I love it. Like and we kind of like I'm a planner too.
that.
So we tend to be on it first. So then it just kind of becomes like, oh, well, we planned it, so then everyone comes over, and that's kind of what it's developed into. Um, and then other people are kind of the other way. They're like, I don't want to host it, so I'd rather go to your house. I'll bring the drinks and like
Yeah.
everybody's good. Um, but like, yes, there's a little bit of a disaster when people leave. Like, there's dishes everywhere, especially if it was a holiday and food was served and stuff. If you come into our house, some kind of food is being served. It might be like, um, what New Year's. We did like a New Year's Eve get together. Everyone came over. Um, but I'm keto. So I just made like keto equal snacks. Like I did these like um zucchini patty things,
Yeah,
zucchini
girl.
crisps, and some like sausage balls and stuff. And then Martin did prime rib so I could have the red meat. And I just counted that as my fats and stuff. Um, and it was fun, but then there's like grease and stuff everywhere. But like
Yeah.
it's not stressful to us because afterwards everyone leaves, and to us it's like that was so fun.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, and my mom and Murillo are like, yeah, that was great. Oh, also, Murillo said yes, he can make that. It's beef Wellington. He'll make it for you.
Yes.
The photo.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, I have this friend that lives, it's our massage therapist and low pressure fitness coach, but they live in Portugal, and they went out for the husband's birthday, and there was just a picture of this meat wrapped in like what looked like breading. It was like steak and breading
Yeah.
basically. And I just screenshot it and sent it to Amber, and I was like, this is in Portugal, send it to Lo, tell him I want it. I
I
don't
showed
know
it
what
to him.
it
He
is,
was like,
but it
oh yeah.
looks great.
It's like that's fine. We can do that. And it's so funny. People will send me things like, "Can Lo make this? Can Lo make this?" I'm like, "Probably. I don't know."
If you don't know what it is, he'll figure it out, and it's gonna taste better than the picture looked.
100, and he loves it. He loves it. That's his favorite thing in the world. Like when people are coming over, he's like, "Who's coming over? Ooh, what should I cook them?" So if you ever come to my house, you're gonna eat. Um, and then how many weeks out are we from the Arnold now? 7,
Six,
6.
basically. Six
Okay.
tomorrow. Um, so
Have you talked about you being on keto for this prep? I can't
I don't
recall.
know. I did in with Chloe the other day, but I don't know if we did on here. So,
Okay.
we'll synopsis that really quick.
It's okay. The
So,
girls like a long pod. Go for it.
um, so I've battled with my blood sugar since back in the day. I think we've talked about that a little bit.
Yes.
I started having issues with it when I was in college, when I was 18. I go to the dining hall, eat how I ate. I ate terrible. I've always had a good metabolism, so I never was a fat girl. Um, and I put food away. Like appetite wise, I'm solid for bodybuilding. Comfort wise, I don't like the appetite because I'm hungry always. But I can put some food down. So I would go to the dining hall, eat my food's worth, eat my money's worth, um, and then go to class and fall asleep. And it was, and I'm not that
Black
person.
boy, we
Like,
call that the itis.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's because Black people are more prone to blood sugar issues. But um, the it became like an issue, and I'm not the person who falls asleep in class. I'm the person who takes notes color coded in my notebook, pen and paper. Like, so when I couldn't figure it out, then I went to the doctor, and I have like hypothyroid that runs in my family. So they checked that. My thyroid was completely fine. Um so then they just took a fasting blood sugar, and it was like 90s, and she was like, it was like 7:30 in the morning. She's like, have you eaten today? And I was like, no. She's like, have you ever had issues with blood sugar? And I'm like, no. And my aunt's like, and mind you, me and my grandma were like the only thin ones in my family as far as like fit. And that kind of perpetuated the issue with the food stuff because they're like, you're skinny, you can eat what you
Yeah.
want. Like, you need to put meat on your bones, was always what I heard.
And that's a good talking point as well. Just because you thin don't mean there's nothing going
Yeah,
on.
it doesn't mean you're healthy. Or you could be in a healthier spot than where you are. So, they ran my A1C, and which, for you guys that don't know, it's fasting blood sugar tells you what your blood sugar is right now. A1C checks the red blood cells, and it tells you what the average of your blood sugar was over the past 3 months. So the turnover rate for red blood cells is about 3 months. Um, so we checked that every 3 months for like 2 years, and it always was in the pre-diabetic range. Like it's never ever been out of it since I've ever had my A1C drawn. Even after the Olympia, being in prep since March, it was 5.9.
That was wild to me.
Yeah. So it's like it's genetic. My grandma, and so all the way back. Um, During that period when we were trying to figure it out, running my blood work, all of that, I was going to an endocrinologist. And basically, like, it's genetic, and it's not something that has to do with like lifestyle or um, health choices or anything like that. And there's two types of diabetes. There is type 1, which your pancreas basically craps out, doesn't make insulin anymore. That's why those people need insulin forever. And then there's type 2, which is typically, you can be more genetically prone to developing it, but it's developed over time through being overweight, too much body fat, a sedentary lifestyle. It's typically lifestyle influenced. And with hard work, the majority of those people can turn it around if they choose to, and not be on medication, all of that. So, the endocrinologist that I talked to, we eventually, like, I didn't need to go back to him because the lifestyle choices I was doing was fine. And it was keeping things where they were. It wasn't getting worse or anything. Slightly improved, but not like significantly. Never got out of that range, just got the number lower. So ultimately, eventually, it'll probably turn into type 1, which is usually um, developed in early childhood. Um, there's usually a trigger, so it's considered autoimmune. So there's usually a trigger point. Either you get really really sick, really bad case of the flu, um, measles, mumps, something that's significant to your body having to take over. And then your body kind of attacks the pancreas and makes it crap out. The other thing that can make it happen is pregnancy. So, what he thinks, he is like, either it'll trigger with like a significant illness or something like that, or you'll become insulin dependent diabetic in pregnancy, but then not come off of it because your pancreas won't kick back in.
Right.
So, that's something that we've always been aware of, had to kind of dabble with. And coming out of the Olympia, it's like, yes, I have, like this past season, I was the leanest that I have ever been, still not lean enough. And it's like we get to a certain point when we're like the last couple weeks getting that last bit of body fat off, it is difficult and like running nose to the grind, doing everything that we can. And it's just like ounces of body fat coming off at that point. Which, if you are not insulin sensitive, or if you're insulin resistant, that is common. Um, Fat loss, decreasing body weight is difficult. So he's like, I think, or boss, we discussed it with boss and like went over all the history and stuff. And he's like, okay, I think maybe next prep we try doing keto. So we switched to that, I think, right before the Europe trip, like a week before we went to Europe. Um, and I did keto in when I was getting ready for pageants. And the main goal of it was, one, it was the trending thing then. And two, I didn't want to grow any muscle at all when I was doing pageants.
Yeah.
So it is hard to grow. It's, I mean, you're not putting any carbohydrates into your body. So to grow is not really something that's going to happen. You really have to focus on maintaining the muscle that you do have. So that's why he didn't want to start keto until we started the prep and started going into a deficit. But it's been working really well. So my calories, I was just looking at them yesterday with Chloe. I have started my YouTube back. So we're going to try to make that a weekly regular thing,
I'll link that in.
especially going into the Arnold and the Arnold UK. So I filmed with her last week. It should post tomorrow. Um, so on the 23rd, on Friday. So once you guys are hearing this, it should be up and you can go watch it. on my YouTube channel. But my training day calories are like 1,700 calories. My off day is like 1,500. It's fats and proteins and veggies is what is in my diet. I can change my fat sources. So I do avocado, MCT oil, nuts, almond butter. When Martin made those prime ribs, he like did whatever you do with the leftover stuff and made me beef tallow so I can use that as my some fat source and stuff. Um so it's been good overall. My brain clarity, it's starting to get crappy now just because I'm getting leaner. Um but it improved. Like I had less brain fog as soon as we switched. Like once I went through like the keto headaches the first week or so,
Yeah.
um kind of detoxed a little bit of just like the residual. I lost so much inflammation in a week.
And that's what I wanted to talk about because you never looked bad to me. When I saw her in December, I was like, "Oh, you look real good." And I was like, "I don't know what you're doing right now, but you look amazing. Like, this is just like the best. Like the your skin clarity. I guess all you were inflamed and you wouldn't
Yeah.
know until you stopped with the carbs. So
Yeah, and
this is
it's just I wasn't processing them well, so it just
yeah.
caused a lot of inflammation. Um and for everyone that said something nice to me at nationals, that was like a very common comment was like, "You look really good. This is the best I've seen you in the off season." And I'm like, "I'm in
Mhm.
prep," but I wasn't like lean or anything.
Yeah.
We just started prep.
You just like a
Um
healthy fit girl living her
Yeah,
life.
but that was the biggest change was that we had just switched to keto and it was working really well.
Huge.
Um, and things are firing. My weight has kind of been bouncing a little bit the last week or so. Um, but the look is improving. So we'll just keep keeping on. Um, the biggest struggle with it, I guess, has been digestion, which is common with keto. You're taking in so much protein and so much fats. Both of those slow down your digestion,
Yeah.
and constipation becomes a problem. So I've had to be very mindful of eating enough veggies, eating enough leafy greens. I've been doing spinach in my eggs, kale at least once a day. Um, and that's helped immensely. So the last week or so, I haven't had issues with going to the bathroom, which is nice. Especially when I'm like, if I could just poop,
Listen.
the scale would be what I know it should show.
And my mood will be better because
Yep.
literally walking around full of man.
Yeah, like some days when I was battling it, some days it get to the end of the day and it's like I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry because I don't want to put any more food in my stomach. Like I can feel like it's just setting, like
I'm
it's not moving at
chilling.
all.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. Doing well. It'll be interesting to see how the peaking process goes. I haven't asked boss. I asked Martin what he thought. Like, are we gonna carb me up? How are we gonna fill out for a show? Because I've been flat for so long
Okay.
because I'm not putting any glycogen in. Um, and he's like, yeah, like probably because insulin sensitivity will be in a decent spot, at
Mhm.
least for me, since I haven't had carbs. Um, but I probably won't need nearly as much as before, which would be good because then I can control waistline better and
Yeah,
all that.
thinking just again, I don't know all the science on it, but just from listening and what I know, I think you'll look crispier, which
Yeah,
is
it'll be, I think I'll look fresher.
yeah,
Especially not trying, like, I would have to eat more carbs than what I was going into the show with in order to
right.
fill out, obviously. But then if you're not processing carbs well, it's not going to fill out well. And I think
Yeah,
that's why, especially like historically, my peaks have kind of been all over the board. My first peak
yeah.
of the season will look great. We don't change anything, we just keep going.
That
And
makes
then
so
each
much
peak gets
sense.
more difficult to control. And
Yeah,
it's because we're kind of bumping, like, we're bumping the saturation levels. We're putting more demand on my body as far as like processing the carbs.
you
And my
don't
body
feel
doesn't
well.
process them well anyway. So
That
it
makes so much
eventually
sense.
kind of, so um, it'll be interesting. And then, especially since this season, we need to tentatively plan for more shows because of the qualification criteria changing.
Mhm.
Um, that's a good spot to be in. Hopefully, I can peak back to back well, um, and do multiple shows without any issues. So we'll kind of play it by ear. We do know, obviously, the Arnold is a show that I'm competing in 6 weeks. Then the Arnold UK is 3 weeks after that, so 9 weeks out from that show. And then we'll see what I need to do. If I don't win either of those shows, I'll need to do 2 shows. I'll need to win 2 shows in order to qualify for the Olympia. There is also a point system. I'm not interested in playing that game.
I love
Um,
it when she says that because when she says she's not interested in something, baby, she means it. She's like, I'm
so
not
my
interested in
plan
that.
is to win 2 shows, whatever that
Yeah,
entails, in order to make that happen.
yeah.
So that is where we are at. I'm sending pictures every 2 days or video every 2 days. Um, so right now, like, the schedule is like, I sent fasted this morning. I'm off from training today. Tomorrow I'll train, and I have been sending videos post training as well, so we can kind of see what the look looks like. So far the last couple weeks I've looked better post workout because I'm flat when I wake up in the morning. There's nothing pulled into the muscle at all, so kind of all the like the water is sitting under my skin. And then once I train, at least some of it's pulled into the muscle because of blood flow and stuff. So it just looks better after training, which is good data to have, especially for pumping up later. Um, so we'll definitely document that, especially going into the show. And then Chloe's doing my YouTube, and she'll be filming at the Arnold as well. So all of that will be consistent, and she'll know what is going on.
Yay, so good. All that makes so much sense. So much sense. I Let me think. Where am I? So already top of the year, all the plans that I had have drastically got changed because things that I didn't expect to happen happened. So I literally start back in my studio space, back in salon next week. Didn't see that coming. I need to actually
Which
go
you
up.
haven't shown me any pictures
Well, yeah,
other than
okay.
the empty room.
Yeah, so they put my shampoo bowl in. I have my chair. I'm stressed out because I have no cabinetry. So this place, I told you the whole situation with that. Did I not tell you that?
I mean, I saw the video of there's nothing on the walls or anything.
Yeah, there's nothing on the walls. So my last two spaces that I had already came with like storage space. And so this place, it's Salon Lofts. It used to be Lennox. So I used to actually work at the Lennox, now Salon Lofts, that's right around the corner. And so when I walked into the space, I saw the same cabinets that I used to have in some of the other rooms. So I didn't think anything about it. And I just, hey, Bonnie.
Yeah, I'm
My
not getting
bunny
any
girl.
scratches.
I love it. She's so
I'm bored.
sweet.
She needs to go on a
But I
walk.
didn't think to ask about it because I was already familiar with the look of it. And I just so happened to be watching another hairstylist vlog, and she was saying that she was looking at a salon lofts in her city, but her only issue was they didn't have any cabinetry. And so I thought to myself, huh, let me double check. And so I asked the manager, she's like, oh, yeah, you bring all your own stuff in. I'm like, didn't have that in the budget. Because again, y'all, like, this literally happened New Year's Eve. I was not like, so I have nothing. So trying to manage all of that, which is exciting, which is fun. I'm so happy to be back to doing hair. That is what I love. Just all the things. We're not going to get into that. And then also, now we're also going to be moving, which is good. It's good. It's the place that I wanted to move into. It is local to our family restaurant, so Marilla can walk over there. He can pop in whenever he wants, which God bless the staff because that's going to be super annoying. I can walk to the gym. I can walk to church. We have like a Publix, Harris Teeter, Sprouts, all within a mile. Like it's in the same area we used to live in. So everything that I have been wanting and praying for, all of a sudden just came at the same moment. So I was like, okay, wait a second. I know me. I know it's not wise to try to do all of these things at the same time. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to figure out a plan. However, Jordan was talking to me yesterday and she's like, we have to figure out like what your schedule is doing. We know it's not wise to try to do all these things at the same time, which is
Yeah.
the biggest lesson that I learned. And this time I knew there was a growth in me as an athlete because any other time I'm like, no, let's just push through. But given my track record in the past 2 years, I'm like, you need to be mature about this and you need to be realistic about this. And you also know that you're going to be competing more and you want to have a smooth season. So get your ecosystem right. Moving into a salon space, building my clientele, moving my, like, that's a lot. So I'm not going to be able to compete as soon as I hope. But what I also know is because my ecosystem will be set up officially for me to thrive again, that means prep is going to be prep's not easy, but it will be easier from a mental and emotional standpoint because this has been just like a doom and gloom situation over my head. And then also, these are good things, but the additional, it's not stress in a bad way, but my husband's running a restaurant. That is like,
He's in
yeah,
charge. He's the boss man.
yeah. And so for me, like I had to stop being selfish. I'm like, okay, that is a lot. So that's a whole nother thing that we are also navigating. And then like a lot of people don't understand, like being in the food industry is no joke. It's year 3 going on year 4. Like they say the first 5 years most businesses don't succeed. We're doing good, but also that means financially, like we have to live in a very specific way, which is why we made the decision to downgrade, live a little bit smaller, and be closer, obviously, to the place so he could be there. But that's been a thing as well. So we've been trying to navigate and get in the flow of that. And then also he's thinking, well, we're right there now, so we can do more things as far as meal prep. But anyway, just we have a lot of things happening and it's a lot of good things. So once we get our footing and I get my grounding, then I can be like, okay, let's pull the trigger because I'm up in weight today, but I'm inflamed because I trained like a stupid person yesterday. I shouldn't have done that anyway. But I'm excited. Somehow, by the grace of God, I've been able to maintain a small waist throughout all of this. So that's been good. I feel good. My body feels good. Food is up, been going up. Training has been good. I've been excited to train again, but I just think it's because, like everything else in life, it's just like not as stressful. So it's hard when your life is just constant stress. And then the thing that was your hobby, it just starts to feel, it's hard to focus because your mind is just elsewhere. But I'm excited. I cannot wait. Um, I'm just I took all the pressure off myself and it's like we're gonna show up, we're gonna do our best, and we're gonna see. Because that's literally all we can do. So I'll give y'all more updates as we get closer. I don't really have anything to update much on. I look like a blob right now. That's that.
Um, aren't Amber is coming to touch up my hair.
Oh yes.
So Amber's my preferred hair doer.
Hair doer.
All the things with my hair. Um, I was gonna ask. I think we might should do a keratin treatment because it's starting to get like not behaving.
Uh-huh.
But she's gonna do something. I got a little bit of grow out. We're gonna document that for you guys. That's in like 2 weeks
Yes, I'm excited to see you.
or like a week and a half. Yeah. Um,
We can
is it or two
No,
weeks?
no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, three and a half ish.
Oh, I can't count.
I was like, what? Don't stress me.
I must have been scrolled up on the calendar when I was looking.
Yeah.
Um, so she's gonna come do that. That's when I'll see her next, and then she'll be, I potentially at the Arnold, depending
Yeah.
on how all the moving
Yeah.
shenanigans go. To do my hair and makeup there. And then we'll see what the show schedule is for me and her after the UK and see where we go from there.
See where we're
Um,
at. We do have a seminar coming up. We'll let you
oh
guys know
yes,
soon. Mhm.
the date currently is
April 25th.
26th, the Sunday, right?
Sorry, sus. Yes, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Okay. So April 26th in Orlando, and as soon as we have a venue, we'll post the link so you guys can book it. We have a venue in the ideal location, all of that. We just haven't like solidified it and got it on the books. But it'll be out very soon. So make sure you keep an eye on all the Instagrams, the Girl Gains, Amber's, mine, and KH Customs. It'll be in all of those places. So that you can book. There will be a limit as far as what the studio can hold. And get your flights booked sooner rather than later because um, airplane rides are not the cheapest item anymore.
No, not at all. Not at all. So now we got the updates out of the way. Oh, and I have a stage glam webinar coming up. So if you want to learn how to do your own stage glam, a lot of y'all have been asking me, like, how do you become a stage glam artist? And I didn't really think it was like a big thing or nobody cared. So if you're thinking about that, I do have something coming up for that later on. But if you just want to watch Maria Acosta, she's going to be my model because she's local to me and I've done her makeup a bazillion times. I can probably do her makeup with my eyes closed at this point. But I'm going to be breaking down that whole look. I'll give y'all, what I like to use, tips, products, because that's the other thing too. Like, I update my products. I play in so many different things and I test different stuff out. So every year I'm always like taking away things or adding new products. And then I just try things to see what works best on who, skin tone, hair type, all of that. So that will be February 15th. And I'll leave the link down below. Even if you can't make it to the live, still sign up so that way you have the replay. And with the replay, you'll have access to that for 72 hours. It's a good chance to ask questions. And then also you will get a product list as well. So you can kind of filter through. And I have like a shade range. Everyone, what shade tone do I use? I'm an artist. I mix. Alexis knows anytime I'm always mixing a bunch of different things together per person. So I always say I can give you a range, but please
Yes.
know if I were doing it, girl, I'm mixing like three things together because I want to make perfect.
Lindsay literally messaged me after nationals when you did her makeup there. Um, I think a couple weeks later, and she was like, "I loved my makeup so much. Can you ask Amber what color lipstick she used? Because it's my favorite color." And I was
Oh
like,
boy.
"I guarantee you, she put a bunch of colors together and slopped it around and then put it on your lips. Like she's not gonna,
I
she's
have
not gonna know what color to. You can't buy it
no
in the store."
clue. No.
Um, but I, on the other hand, will send Amber pictures of my very old, should have thrown out makeup a long time ago. And I'm like, this is my favorite lipstick. Um, how do I get this color? Because I keep being, Bonnie is very nosy.
Bonnie, let her talk to the girls. She's got
You
stuff to
want to
say.
talk? Can you say hi? Look,
The mamas. Bonnie. He's like, play with me.
she's like, I just want you to get my ball. But it's raining outside and you've been playing in the mud.
No, Bonnie.
The other day I was filming a try on haul for TLF. The stuff that is dropping today actually is super cute. V-back leggings, um some deep V sports bras, but will still keep your boobs in. They're super cute. And the material is so soft. It's the Neo Cloud collection. But I was filming that and I go to put my shoes on in the living room and I'm like, what am I stepping in? A clump of mud because she's been digging under the couch outside. She's not supposed to be digging. And she just brought it. It's like the size of a ball. So like
Yeah.
she found this chunk of mud and she's playing with it. I'm like, you can't bring this inside. This is
Yes,
out.
girl.
This goes outside.
That is hilarious. Random question. With the V-back leggings, are they high-waisted? Because I don't know how that would fit on me.
Yeah, so they are high waisted, and then like the waist part is kind of what V's in the back.
Okay.
So I just posted like a good visual on my Instagram of the back of them yesterday, when I was training in them because I was a
Mhm.
little worried that it would be push and crack.
That's what I was worried
So
about.
like then if that's
Oh,
happening, you're not gonna want to squat down in them when you're training.
yeah.
But that's not the case. So they're cute and flattering, and they accentuate the waistline very well, but they don't slide down or show pieces that shouldn't be peeking out.
Okay, that's my main concern because I'm just like, I know like all my leggings, they have to be high waist and I like them to be a little bit compressed because like neither
Yes.
and stuff slides down. So I was like, that's really cute. I don't know how that would look on me, but we'll
I would
check it
say
out
they're
together.
like moderate compression. They're not as compressed as like the Lulu leggings that I
Okay.
have. But I like that because too much compression, then I can't do the movements as freely in the gym. And that's why I tend to train in shorts so that I'm not restricted at all. But compressed enough that it keeps everything where it needs to be. Um, the other thing I was going to say, sorry guys, I'm distracted by this dog.
Fine.
She desperately needs to go on a walk. Um, she we've kind of gone in reverse here as far as dates. But at the end of this month, for my local people, We're
Nice.
having a free posing seminar in Houston. It's at the North Side Gym. It's technically Tomball area. And there's going to be a pro posing each division. So I'll be there for wellness. Um, let me look and see who else is going to be there for the other divisions. But like my figure people, um, women's physique, bodybuilding,
Yeah.
classic. There's going to be someone for everyone. I know Brett's doing bodybuilding.
Cool.
We got Jordan Fisher doing bikini. Um, so it'll be a good time. If you are new, if you just want to practice, if it's been a hot minute since you've been on stage, um, come out there. It's free and you can train at the gym afterwards. Um, it's from 10 a.m. to 12. So wake up, do your cardio, do whatever, come get a couple hours of posing in with people, and start your season off in a good spot. Posing for February is open and posted. Get your sessions in. They've been filling up because everybody's prepping. Um, so don't wait on that because if the time slot is full, it's full. Um, and then I'm also started taking in-person one-on-one sessions at Texas Iron Republic Gym. And for those, you just need to DM me. Because I need to figure out how to set all that up for in person versus virtual versus all of that to book online. So for the meantime, message me to do that. If you're in the Houston area, um, Texas Iron Republic is in Magnolia.
Magnolia. I love that. That's awesome. 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 All righty. Let's get through our questions. First one, favorite cardio music. So I'm really weird. And this is why I'm really weird. When I'm deep in prep, I don't want to hear nothing. I'm just like, I just need to be. I don't know why. I find deep in prep music aggravates me. If you know me, you know I love music. But once I'm like right there and I'm like I don't want to hear anything. But something that I do is every prep I always make a playlist for the season. So I mean, my playlist is a little bit of everything. It's like y'all, we're millennials, and I don't know nothing about the new stuff that's out because I just if it's and the thing is like if it was actually good music, I would listen to it, but it's not good music. So you give me like a good like anything from 2000 to probably 2014. We're in the pocket. That's what I'm listening to.
I like older music. I mainly listen to music in the car. So I like to watch crime shows,
Oh God, y'all. Let me
like
tell you.
murder mystery and like crime solving and stuff.
I'm sitting
Um,
on the sofa like,
yeah,
and
like
she's
what's
just
going
going
on
about
here?
her day, baking bread, and I'm like, I'm
Someone
not
so
okay.
and so was found in a trash bag in 4 different locations.
And she's just, oh, my bread. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you?
So that's usually what I do during cardio. For the majority, I do cardio at home fasted. So I have a bike in my living room and I just turn it on the TV. If I have to do cardio after training, I usually will put that on or I'll do it silent depending on how overstimulated I am. Um, because there's already sounds going on in the gym. Um, and but I like TV shows because it like makes me listen and watch. So it makes me less cognizant of like how much time I have left. I like to be distracted a little bit, but I just got this desk thing that goes over my bike.
Oh,
Um, did I show you a picture, Amber?
no.
Oh, let me just
Maybe
show y'all.
not.
I'm gonna disconnect my mic and take
Okay.
y'all to it. It is amazing, but I've been doing check-ins while I do cardio. And I think because of the position that I'm in and I'm more upright,
Uh-huh.
it actually gets my heart rate up easier, but it's
Interesting.
this.
Oh,
I got on Amazon for like $140, but it rolls and you can adjust the height. So like depending on what you're putting it over, and I can like eventually I might get my walking pad out because it's starting to get chilly.
Yeah.
in the mornings and in the evenings in Houston, so I can adjust it and put it there. But I've been liking to do that because I'm so focused on like responding to check-ins and my brain's thinking to answer people's questions and update plans and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, ugh, sorry, Martin's trying to
Go ahead.
call me.
Go ahead.
Um,
Did you
but it
answer
makes
it?
the time go by fast, huh?
You didn't answer it?
No, he just wants to FaceTime because he's probably bored.
Oh,
I'll just tell him
understand.
that I'm recording.
Yes. Alexis knows Marilla will call me like 3 times within an hour. And so he knows like once he gets to that second phone call, I'll say, hey, you got one more, and after that I'm not answering your phone because you don't want anything, you're just bored.
Yeah, she'll be like mid conversation. She's like, "Hello, yeah, okay, yeah." Click. I'm like,
You're bored.
"Who gets on the phone for that?"
He-
I'm not into like someone just left me a voicemail. I'll listen to the voicemail, but um, if a business can't text me, I'm less likely to go there.
Alexis is very much so like that. And it's so funny because outside of Murillo, like y'all, I talk to Alexis every single day. Murillo and Alexis are the people I talk to every single day. And we talk via text. But if we're on the phone, it's either because like we're in the same area and it's like, hey, where are you? Or something's going down. That's the only time we like actually talk on the phone.
It needs, yeah, like if it's something that I mean, I'll even send a voice message.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, if you send me a voice message, I may or may not listen to it right away because I need to like be cognizant to hear it. Um, but like if it's in depth and it's gonna be a paragraph long and it's not gonna make sense of like
Yes.
explaining the back and forth of whatever is going on, um, or like I need to have a conversation,
Right.
then I'll do a phone call. But otherwise, it can be a text because then you can respond to it when you're ready to respond to it. And I
Yes.
have gotten very much better at leaving things unread. Am I frozen? I'm frozen on my side.
You are frozen, but I can still hear you. So I'm like, let's just roll with
That's
it.
weird. Um, but like, I'll leave things unread until I have the brain power to like read it.
Alrighty, our next question. When does prep start to get really hard for you guys? Alexis, you go ahead.
When my brain stops working, like I get really frustrated with not being able to function at the capacity that I want to. Um, the body ache and fatigue gets on my nerves, but I can usually like sit through it for a little bit and then get another wind and catch that wind and like
Hmm.
take advantage of the highs throughout the day.
Yeah.
Um, but it makes me irritated when I can't be as productive as I want to be.
Hmm. For me, probably I want to say about that 6 week out mark is when I start to feel that tired but wired. And it's not as strong at the 7 to 6 week mark, but it starts to show up and then it just progressively shows up more. That's when I struggle because my sleep gets messed with. And then when my sleep gets off, I that's my biggest struggle for me.
Yeah, the sleep thing, I have to be cognizant of it. Usually once I get to sleep, I can stay asleep, at least the past couple preps. But I can't sleep in. So I can't be going to sleep at 11, 12 o'clock at night because I'm getting up at 6 no matter what. Like my body's going to wake me up. So I told Martin that like I need to start shifting my schedule because like I can still sleep till like 7:30ish right now, but that's like my late. Like that's
Yeah.
me sleeping late.
Yeah.
So um this morning I tried to stay in bed until 8 and then I just got irritated because once I'm awake and I can't turn my brain back off, I'm just getting out of bed. Otherwise it's going to ruin my morning.
I agree. I agree. Let's see. Advice for first time competitors overcoming mental struggles. I think it is. For some reason, it cut off and I can't see it. Well, I know you. because we've had a couple of conversations.
What was it again? What was the question?
Advice for first time competitors struggling with overcoming just like the mental struggles. And I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told you. You have nothing to compare it to because it's your first time. Don't don't put, and this is something that I've had to tell myself as well, but sometimes we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves. That was something that I struggled with. And when I was doing that, putting all this pressure on myself, it took the fun out of it. It just sucked the fun out of it. And so for me, I had to take a moment, take a step back, and I had to go back to a time of when I enjoyed it. And then I had to remember like my why. And I told myself, no matter what place I get, I still genuinely enjoy this process.
Yeah.
So don't get so hung up on that. And especially when you're new because you don't know anything, enjoy that. Focus on enjoying the process. I know that sounds cliche, but when you put so much pressure on yourself, it's no more fun. It's just not fun.
Yeah. Um, and also, like, you can't always do something to turn it around.
Hmm.
Sometimes you just got to power through it. Like, um, I think it's a bad idea and bad habit to get into of like trying to make things more comfortable,
Yeah.
and you just got to sit in the discomfort. That's what makes you better. Um, Trying to make it easier, especially that becoming like a regular habit, is going to slow you down. Like, whether it might turn into like, I just need to get through this day, so I'm going to add a little bit of extra carbs, or like I'm just going to have this one snack. Okay, well, now you've lost progress that day. Like, whether like some people would say that that sounds toxic, but this is an extreme sport and it takes extreme mentality. So like, learning how to conquer your own mind is what you got to do. And sometimes that I'm in a bad mood, I still have to get these things done, so I'm going to just zip it and get through the bad mood. Like, the bad mood might stay around for a couple hours, you still got to get your things done.
Hmm.
So do it, and be nice to other people whether you want to or not, because you're choosing to do this, so you have to make the choice to take all of it. You can't pick and choose what experiences you have in prep, or what days suck versus what days don't, but you can make the best of it. um, and figuring out how to do that, once you get to the goal or you get closer to the goal, you get through that one hard day, the feeling of like triumph. And
Hmm.
I can't tell you how many times once I started doing that, you get through a day and it's like, I don't know how I did that, but I'm really proud of
Yes.
figuring it out.
Yes.
Whether it's just surviving the day and ticking the boxes, some days that's what it is.
Yeah.
Um, and I'll have girls in check-ins that are like that, I'm really hungry, or like, I'm really thinking about food. Well, homie, your food's low and your cardio is high. You're gonna be hungry because your body doesn't want to be that lean.
Hmm.
So like, you got to think about something else. Control your mind. Um, yeah, that's my advice. Like, find hobbies that you do enjoy so you can get dopamine releases from something that's not going to affect your prep.
Hmm.
Y'all, I can't tell you how many cross stitching
Listen,
things I've done
I'm not
in the
used to
last
cross
year.
stitching. I've seen it like I'm like, do I need to start doing this? Is it the plug?
Like, for me, it's so it takes focus,
Hmm.
but not like hard mental work.
I just got an idea.
And it takes time. So like, if I'm hungry and I have an hour and a half to my meal, that hour and a half can go by quickly just sitting on the couch
Hmm.
cross stitching. And then that also holds me still because I am a doer and I like to find jobs. And
Yeah.
like I told you guys on Saturday, I literally wore myself out, but I got everything done and I felt accomplished. But then the next day when I took check-ins,
Trash.
it showed. Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, that was too much. I needed to do the things, but that was
Hmm.
clearly too much work and now my body's demanding rest. So I did, like, I had a few things I had to do that morning. I had to meet the landlord and stuff, and then I called it a Martian day. I literally sat on the couch basically all day long. I think my step count was like 4,000. Like, and that's just getting up, making food, taking Bonnie for a walk because she
Mhm.
still deserved a walk. Like
Mhm.
light things, but not any tasks. I wasn't organizing the bedroom or anything like that anymore. Um, and also just learning what your body needs and when it needs and listening to it. Hey, stop. The dogs are doing bad.
Yeah. I said something to my family the other day, and I know they got mad at me, but I'm the kind of person where I'll say the hard thing and I can take a hit. Like I'll live, I'll survive. And it it's probably pretty radical to the world and what some of the culture would say, but what I basically said to them was, you don't want to be uncomfortable. You won't die if you're hungry.
Yeah. Like
Like,
prep is uncomfortable.
yeah, you're uncomfortable. You're going to be hungry. You won't die. I promise. And that's the mindset that I've had to take on. And that's what I tell people because, especially like not within the bodybuilding space, just working with some lifestyle people, I had to tell one client, I was just kind of like, you have all these goals and dreams. You want to lose weight, but you don't want to count calories. No, that's not how this goes. Sorry.
Yeah. Like I mean, you have to do all the parts, and some of the parts include
Yeah.
sucky feelings,
Yeah.
and
It's
some
part
of
of the
the
process.
parts include really high dopamine releases. And
Yeah.
if go outside. Y'all being crazy. Um, take advantage of the endorphin releases that you get from training.
Hmm.
If you come home on a high, get your things done then. That's what I mean by like taking advantage of the good points of the day. And then rest when your body says to rest.
Hmm.
But some days you're gonna want to do like I was just talking to someone in check-in about this. There's a learning curve to it. Like there's a difference between your body demanding rest and being tired.
Hmm.
Just you're going to be tired from prep if your calories are low, your cardio is high. You also have life things that you have to do. You have to go to work, you have to take care of the kids or whatever. Um, you got to get the things done, and then you have to balance that with what is it screaming at me and saying that it needs.
Right, right. Something I learned too is to not be a slave to my to-do list. And here's what I mean. Just like Alexis, like I'm very type A. I'm like check off the list, do the things. But something that I ran into was Alexis and I definitely tend to do too much. Okay. We've said it, like we be doing the most sometimes, but I had to really just prioritize. I'm like, is this something that truly needs to get done? Or is this just me wanting to get something done? Know the difference. Focus on what needs to get done. And then whatever else is a want, girl, do it when you can. Stop trying to cram all these things. This I would run into the same thing. Let me do everything, and we think, oh, we're removing. This is going to help me, and then I'm a watery, inflamed mess. Or I tend to do too much before bed, so that I'm wired. I'm not relaxed. It takes me forever to fall asleep. Then I don't get enough sleep. And then my check ins are jacked up as well. So just being mindful of, okay, let me not try to be saving the world at, I don't know, around 9 o'clock when I need to be winding myself down and getting ready for bed.
Yeah, and I've gotten better at like, okay, now I need to wind down
I'm
so
still,
that when bedtime's here, I can actually lay down and go to sleep.
I'm not good with that. I'll keep it a buck. That's a struggle for me. Because I'm like, I'm a creative mind and like I get all the ideas at nighttime, and that's my biggest issue. Like I start to set a timer for me at 8:45, go shower. No matter
Yep.
what. Full stop, 8:45, go shower. Otherwise, I will be up, just lolly like nah.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Let's see. What does your morning routine look like for each of you?
I'm actually going to vlog this. I wake up. If I've slept in, then the dogs are nudging at my heels. If it's 8, so like I said, I've been sleeping till 7:30 or 8 on the days that I can. 8 a.m. is when the dogs eat. So this morning, I woke up, I peed, and I fed the dogs because they know when it's 8 a.m. and Callie's like jumping around like she's not been fed in 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Um, and then I start my coffee. we have an espresso maker that like you pack the espresso in, and so it's kind of a process. So I stand there and do that, and I kind of like that because being upright starts waking me up.
Mhm.
Um, I sip my coffee until I go to the bathroom. Lately, it's been sipping my coffee and cross stitching um, on the couch. Go to the bathroom, take my check ins, do my cardio on the bike, um, start my first meal, which is eggs and egg whites and spinach. Eat that, and then take my shower, wash my face, um, and start my tasks.
Mhm. So my morning routine has changed a little bit. And it's one of those things where I think what we forget is we focus so much on growth, like on our bodies, right? Muscle and growth. But I think what we fail to realize too is we are also growing and evolving just in life as human beings. And sometimes as you grow, as you mature, or as seasons change, the routine that you once had might not necessarily work for you anymore. And that's something that I totally negated. I was so stuck on trying to make my old routine work, but I'm not mentally there anymore. My life is different. And I realized, you know what? My training hasn't been the best. I got to figure this out. I train the best at the top of the morning. So I had the mindset of, oh, well, I need to have all this food in me. But then I was like, okay, that's great. I have all this food in me, but I'm not pushing hard. I'm not focused. And so I switched it up. I wake up, I have my coffee, my English muffin, my protein shake, my quiet time. I get dressed, I go to the gym, and my sessions have been amazing. And also, something else, I'm nicer. I'm not a morning person. I'm not. And there's just something about me waking up early, having that quiet time, getting my lift in. I'm a nicer human being. Of course, all the endorphins. I'm ready to deal with people and take on the world. That has been what works for me. And that's the thing. You got to biohack yourself. Like, yes, it's great to listen to other people, and your whole routine's going to change as you go, but you got to figure you out because when you figure you out, that's when you'll thrive.
Yeah, I am the opposite. I am more of a morning motivated person. Um, I like I like my slow morning. So like if we have to do something at 10, I'm getting up at 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
Because I'm not changing my morning routine in order to rush out the door. I'm not gonna do it. Even when Martin books these fabulous 6 a.m. flights, I'm up at 3. Um, or 2:30 depending on what time we have to leave to get to the airport and all that. But my brain is working the best in the morning. I can get like monotonous tasks done. I tend to do the dishes and stuff
Hmm.
all in the morning. And then I've also moved my training for the same reason. So we used to go around like 12 or 1, and now we've been going at like 10:30 or 11.
Hmm.
Um, so same thing, like I can use the energy while I have it because it's going to decrease as the day goes.
That's
So
right.
I wake up, I get my morning stuff done, I get random tasks started in the house. um if I have laundry, I get it going, we go train, I come home, I kind of have this like a little bit of a post workout slump just
Yep.
from like energy dumping at the gym. So I'll come home, eat my post workout, sit on the couch for a little while,
Hmm.
and then I can get up and go and finish the rest of the things that I have to do. Um, Same thing with trying to get my check-ins done in the mornings rather than in the evenings. One,
Hmm.
I don't like check-in responses is like I know that there's someone on the other end waiting on whatever. Like there's someone else attached to that responsibility, not just like the random tasks that I have or desire to get done in the day.
Right.
Um, So I like to get them done in the morning rather than having that over my head, like someone's waiting on me to do something all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Because then that kind of puts me in this like paralysis of I can't get anything done. Just like when you have a phone call scheduled at 10:30 in the morning, you can't
Yes.
do anything until after the 10:30 phone call.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
it's weird. So like I like to get them done in the morning, which is like why I got that desk, because then I can get them done during cardio. Um, and kind of do two things at once. Um, but yeah, you have to morph what's going to work for you around what does and doesn't and what you got to get done.
Yep. That's it. That is it. Let's see. Ooh, this is a good question. Peptides and their role in prep, especially specifically SLUMOTSC. I'm not familiar with. I don't know.
Sloopy and Motzi.
I,
um, I mean, their role in prep is mainly, to put it in the simplest form, you're kind of going to use them similar to how fat burners work. They work differently than like caffeine and stuff.
mhm.
Um, but they'll impede your training. So you don't want to take them too close surrounding before or after your training session, because they do kind of put a pause on protein synthesis. Um, but MOTS works directly on the mitochondrial. Sloopy kind of does. It also, you'll tend to notice it'll like raise your body temperature, so you might feel warmer while you're taking it. Um, they're not magic though. They do help though with insulin sensitivity. So some people will take them in the off season, especially if food's high. But your body needs a break from them. So it's not something that you want to take year round, or it'll cause like just physiological stress because of how it's working on the mitochondria. Your mitochondria need a break.
Yeah, so, I don't know anything about this stuff. Y'all know I stay in my scope just from listening to athletes last season, stage glam, and all the things that are popping up. Something that I kind of noticed from like the natural athlete perspective, like the way they talk about it or how they use it, it kind of is like a form of utilizing it as a ped, and I'm like,
Well, it is performance enhancing.
okay,
Um,
it's just
it's
not
going to be
anabolic.
different. They're not directly anabolic.
Okay,
There's a ton of different kinds of peptides. Um, Basically, they're, to put it in the simplest way I can explain it here, is like you've got an anabolic and it's made up of all these pieces.
hmm,
And then peptides are all those pieces individually. So people will tend to lean towards more anabolic like peptides when they're afraid of like the side effects of full old school anabolics and things like that. Um, they come typically with less side effects. They're going to be less effective than the whole compound.
okay, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep, no, that makes sense. That's a good way to put it. Because
Because like
I
you have this option,
uh-huh,
or you can take pieces of it and try those first.
uh-huh.
You will get benefits. You're not going to get the same benefits of the entire thing together,
I got you.
but you're not going to get the same side effects either.
Okay, yeah, that was something I noticed. I meant to ask you about that. I was like, this is interesting.
There are
Okay.
more like peptides as a whole, a lot of them are still research chemicals.
Hmm.
So some are FDA approved, like I think Motzi, Sloopy are, um, but a lot of them are not.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's gonna, then you're just kind of going from anecdotal data from what you've seen or what your coach has seen be beneficial versus not beneficial, and going from that, which is not wrong.
Yeah.
I do think that sometimes anecdotal data and like your experience of having worked with these things can be more useful data than what evidence-based studies say, because they take so long to get out that we have more information that's up to date than when those studies come out.
And that's why bro science bodybuilders, we know more because we're actually putting these things to the test quicker than the guys in the lab.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're not going to have necessarily hardcore proof of XYZ works
Yes, 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 yes.
rather than seeing it in your own self.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, okay. Well, that was our last question, and I'm curious just to see like more information coming out on that as time goes on. So,
Yes.
good question, good question. All right, y'all got a long episode. Okay. Yes, we're back. Again, a lot of life happening. Alexis is traveling. I'm trying to move basically my whole life, get settled down. Of course, if you guys ever want us to speak on a topic, DM the Girl Gains podcast, because if you DM either of us separately, like, we don't care, but there's a good chance of it getting lost. At least there we know we can reference it and we don't have to filter through. So if there's anything you want us to
Yes.
touch on, make sure you check that out. Alexis, you have openings for lifestyle, fit model, bikini, wellness.
Yes.
Okay. And then she's got her posing seminar coming. Is that this weekend?
Next weekend. It's the 31st, the
Okay.
last day of January.
Okay, so this will be up in time. And then be on the lookout for her at the Arnold. She's competing. YouTube channel, link down below. Make sure you guys watch that, like, subscribe, share, do all the YouTube things. I have Stage Glam webinar coming up February 15th. Our Pose Glam Suits Seminar, Orlando, April 25th. For some of the local shows in North Carolina, I might be doing some glam there because it's local to me. I can get there. I still am standing 10 toes down. Alexis is not going to let me travel nowhere. Okay. We're like, no, anything that is drivable for me within my area, if I can do it, I will. But be on the lookout for that. And if you're in Charlotte and you want your hair done, come see me. Or if you want to
Yes.
fly in. I've had some girls actually fly in to come get their hair done. I'm like, wow, you're going to fly in.
Y'all, Amber's so good, I fly her to me.
So someone's going to say, can I fly you to me? If you want to fly me to you to do your hair, I'm open for that too. If it fits in the schedule, you just let me know. But yeah, all of that will be down below. Thank y'all so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.